to the Sunday Ace Industry stream. I hope that you guys are all doing really well. I'm really excited to welcome my boy Dean Moeckel on the stream for the first time. Me and Dean actually transferred out of Missouri Western around the same time. He was actually on one of my very first YouTube videos, which is really cool. And he ended up going to Missouri Baptist University, and he's been enjoying himself there. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, Dean, why don't you just give a little spiel about yourself before we, get into these questions?
All right, yeah. So I'm Dean Moeckel, and I'm a sophomore in the field. And I'm kind of playing everywhere. I'm kind of a utility guy. Like last year, we had a bunch of linebackers, and our D line wasn't so hot, so they had me as a big special teams guy and a big edge rusher. I was in a lot of packages for speed and just to get me on the field to see what I can do. Really excited for this next year. I am recently coming off I got surgery on my shoulder, tore my labrum last season, which was unfortunate, but it's part of football. It happens. It's one of the risks you gotta be willing to take. So yeah, just trying to get back from that and excited for next season.
Yeah. And I know you'll get back from it. You be in the weight room. You
Oh yeah,
head, man. You
oh, yeah.
you be lifting them weights. I think everybody really liked the clips too. How you put the that video of you power cleaning. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was how much was that? It was 3 plates at 25 and
It was not. It was just 330. It was just 330.
330. I mean, still that's heavy power cleaning that.
Yeah.
I know I'm
Yeah.
not doing no 330. Shoot, the most I ever did was like I think it was like 280, 290. Yeah, I've never done.
I mean,
I've
different
went past 3.
or different weight,
Yeah.
it's 280 is good.
Yeah. You also have really good power clean form too, which is also why I think you're so good at it. They said W haircut. The dude in the chat who's been talking, they said they like your shirt. Jesus is always first. And they
Thanks.
Never give up.
The back is better. The words might be a
little
little inverted.
Show it off.
The words might be inverted, but
Oh, that's cool.
Jesus is the ultimate deadlifter.
Oh, that's cool. That is true. Let's get into some of the segments that we got, some of the questions we got planned for you. So, first question is, so you transferred at the same time I did. So, what was the transition for you like personally?
Personally, it was a little humbling. Like from going to a team that I loved and a coaching staff that I knew and a standard that I knew to having to redo it all and prove myself over again. It's humbling. You gotta take it day by day. You gotta learn the coaches, you gotta learn the new standard, the new expectations, and take it day by day, just getting better each day.
Yeah, I hear that. I could definitely agree with that. It was pretty humbling. Like you're trying to go out there and put yourself out there for coaches that may have never even heard of you before,
Right.
and now you're trying to like show them, what you have to offer. It's kind of like a whole restart from going from high school to college ball. And I remember when we were working out every day, and Looney when we were trying to stay in shape before we went to the schools that we were at. And,
right.
I mean, that in itself is humbling because we can't use the equipment and stuff that we used to use at Missouri Western, and then
literally
get it on our own kind of thing. But it was fun though.
Yeah,
It was fun. What was the biggest difference you noticed between the programs?
I mean, honestly, to keep it a buck, it was the weightlifting and the conditioning and all that. Like at Missouri Western, Fierce had us working hard.
Yeah.
Pushing heavy weight all the time. So running hard, sprinting, getting faster. And here at Mobap, we do work out and we do run, but I think a lot more of it's more plyometric and explosives and really just getting the form down, which I think there are good things and bad things about both. Like to get stronger and to put on muscle, you have to push the heavy weight. You have to, go till failure and reach hypertrophy and all that with your muscles. But another big thing is, the best accountability is availability. You can't be injured, and pushing heavy weight and running hard all the time, recovery goes a long way. And if you're not locked in on that, it can be pretty demoralizing just because you're not getting any better. You're always hurt. So I would say with just the whole strength department and all that, I would say our trainers here are pretty good. Not like the training room we had in Mo West. We don't have any hot cold tubs all the time.
Yeah.
But we still get, individual attention and all that. So it's still good. It's just different.
Kind of similar with me because I don't know what they did at Missouri Baptist, but when I was going from Missouri Western to Lindsey Wilson, like during the summer, you know how we did the summer workouts at Missouri Western, where we got there in what June or July, and we started just working out and conditioning before fall
Yeah,
camp. At
yeah,
Lindsey Wilson, it's like they send you what they want you to do. So everything in terms of training, in terms of conditioning and lifting, is all on you. You're accountable
yeah,
for all that stuff, and
yeah,
you come back to the school a couple of days before fall camp, and there's a conditioning test that they have you do,
hmm,
and that's how they kind of see who has been taking it serious and who hasn't. So that's one of the differences that I kind of noticed when I was going from Missouri Western to Lindsey Wilson. Like some schools, they'll be very involved with it in terms of like what they do with the training and conditioning, and then some schools like they'll hold the players a little bit more accountable, and then they
right,
expect more of you. Like when you get there, they expect you to be ready, kind of thing. So I can
yeah,
relate to that.
yeah. At Mobap, luckily living close to the school allowed me to go to all the summer workouts.
Mhm.
So when that conditioning test did come, I didn't have to do it.
So the next question I got for you. So did transferring reset your mindset at all?
It definitely reset my mindset. I kind of just stopped thinking long term and focused on the day to day,
Mhm.
winning, winning each day, like the little things, focusing on the little things, because I think that transfers over as well. How are you going to win football games if you can't, you know, just do the little things right?
Yeah.
Like, and that was outside of the football, like in the classroom and how you live your day to day life. But I also think that like getting 1% better each day, stacking days, like it's gonna separate myself from the other competition if I just work on me
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not focus on you know depth charts and other things like that.
Hmm. Because I definitely think if you're somewhere at a program and you're staying there for a little bit longer than say when the school that you transfer to, you probably are thinking a little bit more long term. But when you're in somewhere new and you're in a new environment, you can only control literally what you can control because
Right.
you don't have like a resume built up there. You don't really have
Right. Yeah.
any pool.
Yourself.
Yeah, so you just have to just focus on yourself and what you can do every day. So I totally agree with that, and I think that's important for people to hear if they are trying to go somewhere else. Like if you are going somewhere else from one school to another, you got to realize like not only do you have to show them what you're capable of, but you got to kind of prove it to yourself that like you didn't do it for no reason. You didn't
Right.
from here to there for no reason. So it kind of goes hand in hand. My next question is so you've made a lot of plays on special teams. How important is that role for a young linebacker?
I mean, honestly, I think special teams is a huge role for anyone wanting to see the field. It's really an easy tell if you want it and if you want it bad or not, because you can always if you can run, hit, make a play, and stay disciplined on special teams, coaches know they can rely on you defensively too.
Yeah.
Um, Being out in special teams is like it can make or break a play. It could be a turning point, a momentum shift, anything like sniffing out a reverse on a kickoff and making a big hit and forcing a fumble
Yeah.
is a total like change to the whole team mindset and just changing the environment and
Mm-hmm.
like
Like
attitude.
yeah.
Yes, like
I was
if
gonna
you
say
want to
energy.
play, you want to see the field fast. Your special teams is the way to go.
And I think it's important especially for younger players coming up and say they're only starting on special teams, but they want to play their position. I mean, coach just got to trust you, and
Right,
if you can't do your job on kickoff or kickoff return, punt, punt return, or even extra point, they're not going to trust you to line up an inside linebacker, receiver. They're not going to
exactly,
trust you to do any of those things. If you
for
can't
sure.
even show that on the field and those really quick, fast paced plays like special teams plays that you can't just focus and do your job right there. They're not going to trust you enough to go do a long drive on defense or offense. That's just how it works. So
Plus, and I don't know why people wouldn't want to do special teams. Like you just
yeah,
get to go run as fast as you can and hit somebody. Like it's
yeah,
fun.
yeah. I feel like sometimes, especially like if you're growing as a player and you're becoming more of a veteran player, I feel like a lot of time there's a fall off because you want to focus on what you're doing at your position,
Right.
and say like you played there for 3 years and you see young people coming up, you're thinking like, man, I just want to focus on what's going on right here, instead of
Right.
worrying about special teams. But at the end of the day, if you can go one play on special teams and make a difference there, and still go do your drive on offense or still go do your drive on defense, you're helping your team out more than you would be if you just did your your defense or your offensive
Right.
drives, because
Exactly.
it's just one extra play. You should be conditioned enough to be able to do that. And so,
Yeah.
and me personally, I mean, I was on every special teams and I was playing defense, so there was never anything in my mind saying, man, I like, oh, I don't want to go on kickoff, or I don't want to go, block a punt.
Yeah.
Or, I want to go block a punt. Like, put me out there, and then
Right.
let's have them back, backed up on their own side of the 20, something like that.
Right.
So
Yeah. From going from kickoff straight to defense, or defense straight to KOR, whatever it is. I mean, I was getting 60 to 80 snaps a game just off special teams and those little packages alone. I mean, it does add up. You do get tired, especially if it's over and over. Like, you don't really have any breaks, but no, I mean, I still loved it. I still wanted to be a part of it. I remember one week they took me off of it just to like save myself, and I went up to the special teams coach and I was like, "No, put me back on.
put me back
Like,
in, coach.
I'll be fine. Like, put me back on."
What does special teams teach you about effort and discipline?
Well, with special teams, I think, especially on film, effort shows up. Like, you can tell if someone's not running full speed.
Yeah.
Like, it teaches you to go full speed every play too. Like, transferring over to defense and just flying around the field making plays. With discipline, it's really about doing your job, staying in your lanes, blocking your guy. Because if one person doesn't do their job, the whole play can be messed up, and the other team can make a play. And you got to do what you got to do and what you're told, and you got to do it fast and aggressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree with you. Special teams is way faster than per se, offensive defensive drives, just because it's just that one drive. There's no
Right.
second
One play.
first, second, third down. Yeah, it's just that one drive. So
Right.
or play, I mean. So I definitely agree with you on that one. Do you approach it like this is my opportunity every time, that you're out there?
100%. I mean, you never know what's going to happen on that play. I mean, there's been plays where I have loafed and a fumble has been caused and I wasn't there because I was loafing. And if you just go full speed, I would have made the play and recovered the ball. I think every play is an opportunity because you got to treat it like it's your last play, because I mean, it might be. You never know.
Yeah.
Anything can happen out there on the football field. You got to leave it out all on the field. And I think that helps me with regrets, like not like say after the game, looking back, like, could I have done this differently? Could I have done this differently? But the way, I try to carry myself on the field just by playing relentless and playing fast, I don't have those regrets.
Um, we're gonna switch and we're gonna talk about some of the stuff that you're doing right now, as far as like spring training, spring ball, that stuff.
Okay.
So, what's training been like this off season?
Pretty intense. I mean, early morning workouts, early morning sprints, and then let's see, I work out 9 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I try to get my own on during the weekend. Mm-hmm. And then Tuesday, Thursdays, we have 6 a.m. running on the field, ready to go at 6 a.m. Thursday, we have a team meeting and a team activity. I think the fact that it's all early in the day helps with the schooling aspect, just because I'm done. On most of my days, I'm done by 10 a.m. with the football aspect, and then it's my day to do my homework and watch film and get whatever extra work I need to in. I'm trying to work on specific weaknesses right now, like breaking them down and trying to build them back up, and really focusing on the mechanical, like fine, minute details part of the game.
What are the specific things that you're harping on more than others?
Honestly, getting my strength back, because my shoulder surgery, I wasn't able to work out for a while. Mm-hmm. But I mean, with muscle memory, that'll come back. But really, just get to my playing weight. I want to be like 217 to 220 this season. I played a little heavier last year because they had me off the edge against the O-line, so I tried bulking up a little bit. Yeah. But I think like lateral, horizontal speed as well. I think if you have that speed and the ability to change directions like that, I think it separates those who have the strength, because I think strength is a very important aspect of football. And I think everybody works out and everybody wants to be strong for football. but I think they overlook certain aspects of the speed and agility part.
Yeah, speed kills, man.
It really does.
Yeah, it's about who can get to that spot on the field faster or get to the ball faster. That's
Yeah,
sometimes that's what it comes down to.
it's a game of inches, and
Yeah,
it's a matter of being late or being on time. Like
yeah,
if you shoot the right gap and you make the play in the backfield, or you were late and he just bounces it to the outside and takes it for a 60-yard touchdown.
yeah.
Like
Yeah. What's the biggest thing you're trying to improve before fall camp?
I would say, just because of my year not being an inside linebacker, I would say like processing speed, like the ball snaps and the play's read, like I know what's going on, like
Okay.
processing the reads and making a decision and trusting myself to go trigger onto that. Faster reads is faster plays, like I said in the earlier question.
That completely makes sense, and I agree with you. I think IQ and just knowing the play calls and kind of just knowing what's
Yeah,
going on in the field can really help out a lot,
for
especially
sure.
because like how we talked about, speed kills, but making quick decisions is also really
Yeah,
important too. Whether you want to shoot that gap or if you want to wait, like how the back is waiting. You see how
right,
he's being. All right, let's see what he's about to do, so I'll be there before he's there, kind of deal. So
right,
I totally agree that um, processing speed, decision making, high IQ on the field, especially in the inside linebacker. When you have to shoot gaps and when you have to,
for sure.
you know, crash edges and set edges and things like that, it's really important to have really quick decision making on those really fast run plays and even on some of the pass plays. Like quick slants and things like that. You got to be able to process like, oh, it's a play action. They faked it. It's really a pass. Look to your left and right. Where's they going to throw it to?
Right.
The next question is, so as an inside linebacker, what are you focusing on? Speed, reads, strengths. Which ones are you focusing on? You kind of talked about most of these,
Yeah, I was about to
but
say I already touched on. I mean, all three, right? Like they're all important, but reads and lateral speed.
mhm.
I mean, strength is all important, is always important, and like being more physically dominant than the man across from you is helpful. But I think like that lateral speed, getting to the place I need to be faster and getting off blocks faster, and I think it'll just make me a better football player overall.
Yeah. Do you have a specific move that you like to do whenever an O lineman or a running back's blocking you? Like, what's your go-to move when they?
If it's a running back, I used to get people all the time at MOS with this, especially rel, especially that. I would run if I could, and I would stop right in front of them. I wait for them to shoot their hands, and as soon
Yeah.
as they do, I just swim move them.
Swim move. Yeah.
Yeah, I just try to be faster than wait for them to make a decision, and I react.
Yeah.
But off the line, if I'm going against a tackle, I love just a swipe or trying to beat them outside, just
Hmm.
or flying upfield and cutting inside, just trying to
Yeah.
beat them with speed instead of strength.
My next question is, so how different do you feel physically compared to last year?
I mean, honestly, I would say I'm definitely physically weaker just because dealing with injury, and I haven't been able to work out, and the level of working out we were doing at Mo West. Like athletically wise, I don't think I've ever been as strong as I was at Missouri Western.
Hmm.
Like Coach Fierce had us squatting 400 plus pounds for 20 at 6 a.m. on a
It's
Friday.
crazy.
Like it's
Yeah.
just it was a crazy mental strength and physical strength and
Yeah.
speed and all that there. But it's going to come down to how bad do I really want it once I am able to, and if I can bounce back or not. But I think I'll be able to, because I do want it, and I'm excited to be back, and I'm ready to be back, and so I mean I'm definitely going to be hitting it hard in the weight room
Yeah.
this season.
Do you like do workouts on your own aside from the ones that you do at your school at Missouri Baptist?
Yes, because with the program we have right now going on, it's a lot of just explosives like lunges, hamstring work, a lot of just legs, hip thrusts, all that stuff. We don't really focus on upper body too much, so I try to hit like an arm day or
Mhm.
hit some extra core, some back, curls, curls for the girls. They say that.
Yeah. Girls
Like
for the girls.
like like biceps really, like looking at it, do nothing in the football
No, they
aspect.
don't. Yeah,
Like they just look they
triceps is what's more
It's
important.
all triceps. Yeah, but I try to hit a little bit of extra arms, just get a little bit extra work in
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. Okay, so my next question is: so we talk about mental growth. So what do you do to stay locked in mentally as you're chasing a starting position for inside linebacker?
I think I already kind of touched base on this, but
Mm-hmm.
I focus on daily wins, not obsessing over the depth chart, like winning today's workout, winning, today's film session, today's practice, like just setting myself better than I was the day before.
Yeah.
Really me versus me, because if you get 1% better every day, it's going to add up over time. The days stack, and eventually it's going to separate myself with those who aren't taking it as seriously, and it's going to show. The coaches are going to see that.
Yeah. I'm glad you're looking at it like that too, because sometimes, and you've probably seen it too. I know I've seen it just from how long I was playing. Like people can get this just negative kind of facade kind of mentality when they see somebody that coaches decide, okay, we're gonna play him, but at the end of the day, like they're just setting you up to make you better. Like it's competition. It should be
Right.
healthy competition. There shouldn't be
Right.
no ill will towards it. It should just motivate you. It should, generate
Yeah.
a fire into you.
Sure. Like at the end of the day, you're all brothers. You're all a
Yeah.
team. Like it can't. I think competition is a great thing because it pushes each other to be better. Because no one wants to lose,
Yeah.
especially to the guy they're competing with,
Mm-hmm.
and for the season, and who's going to start over who. But I think people get so focused with trying to be better than everybody else, they lose focus of who they are,
Mm-hmm.
and it just spirals down.
No, you're totally right, man. For a young player, you're pretty wise, man. I'll tell you that.
I
Oh.
try.
What keeps you motivated during the grind and when nobody's watching?
Really, because I know eventually somebody will be watching. Like people say, your character is what you do when no one's watching. Like I tried holding myself to a higher standard, leaving everything on the field. Coaches are constantly trying to get us all better, and yeah, I mean, knowing the coaches will be watching, and they say nobody's watching you, but
Yeah.
like they just say that to see how you react, how
Yeah.
you want to work when you think no one's watching you, but they're watching. They can tell based off just everyday things who's putting in the work and who's not. I'll translate over. You gotta do good in the classroom because one, football's not gonna last forever.
Yeah.
Like there's more to life than football, and I think people really try. I think people see themselves and like their identity is football,
Mm-hmm.
that they focus so much on that they lose sight of what really matters, and it is
Yeah.
grades and life after football, and a family and relationship with Christ and all that.
Yeah.
I think they just, which isn't a bad thing, honestly. I think being focused on your sport right now is good because people do have dreams, and I do think that people should bet on themselves and believe in themselves and do what they believe they can do. But being in the classroom is certainly important because it holds you to a higher standard. Little things like being able to do good in the classroom allows you to do good on the football field, not having to worry about bad grades, not having to worry about missing assignments or what the teacher's going to say to you the next week or whatever it is that's there. But I think it holds me to a higher standard by being good in the classroom and on the field as not just a player but as a student, like, and a leader.
Yeah.
I think it's very important in everyone's day-to-day life.
I think that when student, especially for the younger guys playing, like I'm talking about like guys who maybe don't think like it might be for them, like just stick with it because
Right.
at the end of the day, you go into the real life in the real world, not talking about sports. It's the same thing. And if you want to be successful, I mean, you might as well get yourself prepped, get that piece of paper, and then it'll set you up for life. Okay, so if coaches were describing you after this season, what would you want them to say?
I would want them to think I'm a reliable guy, physical for sure,
Mm-hmm.
just because I think physicality gets you on the field. Like people who are going to go out there and really just drop your nuts and just be in all the crap and
Mm-hmm.
all the trench wars and all the blocking and tackling. I think you want someone out there who's physical rather than timid or scared or
Yeah.
avoiding. And I want them to describe me as smart, a guy who elevates the team, a guy who elevates the position group, a guy who makes everybody around him better by leading by example and playing the right way.
I got one more question. This is the last question. I always ask my guests this. So, What would you say? What advice would you give to a young inside linebacker, maybe coming up from high school, going into college? What's something that you would just tell them?
I would say, honestly, I would say be patient. Wait for your time, but like don't be comfortable. Like be urgent. Be wanting to get out there. Be in your playbook. Like because when you learn the playbook, the coaches can trust you. If the coaches know that you know what you're doing, you're the next man up. You can be a utility guy. You can teach other, like the coaches are gonna like you if you know the playbook. They can trust you. You can play, and I mean, be someone the team can rely on. Not so much in a football aspect, but as a personal aspect. Like if guys on your football team, those are your brothers, that's your family. Like they need to be able to feel comfortable enough to come up to you and talk to you, and you can pour into them and make each other better.
Mm-hmm.
Iron sharpens iron, and I think it's very important with a football team by pushing each other to be better and better and not staying comfortable in what we're in. If you want to play, earn your role on special teams because like that is the easiest, fastest way to get on the field is by special teams. Right
If you
there.
guys were tuned in, watching on the live, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube and the Twitch. It's going to be XACEXST2X. That's both for Twitch and for the YouTube. Again, if you guys were watching on live, I really appreciate it. And, have a good rest of your day and stay blessed.